beautiful people, today I have my palettes of the months. I haven't done one since June because my son was out from school and everything got backtracked for me. So these palettes are from July, August, and September. And then we're going to try to jump back into this for October, November, and December, okay? Fingers crossed. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go through all of these because there's a ton. I will have pictures up here on the side if I remembered to take pictures with the palette and what look I did with it. So if I did a look, I will put it around here. First up, I'm going to jump into Huda Empowered. This was sent to me in PR and I really love this palette. I love her larger palettes. I've talked about this quite a bit, that her formula in these larger palettes are so different. I will say that some of these you have to be very careful and apply with your finger because they are kind of like that chunkier kind of shimmer, especially like Limitless, Charisma, and Bold Moves. Like these are very, very chunky. You want to apply with your finger, but these just blend really beautifully. This is basically like a very neutral palette with pops of gold. And I don't really care for this black and this brown. I know that you can use them as eyeliners or bases, but to be honest, I just don't feel like I get that great of a look with those. I would have preferred other eyeshadows and not that cream formula in this palette. Next palette is the Mcgrath Mothership V. This palette is very beautiful as far as the special shades go. I feel like I've become a broken record talking about Mcgrath because I feel like her special shades are where it's at. And I need her to realize that. I want her to do more of these special shades and stop giving us these down here. Most of her palettes always come with a mid-tone brown, a dark brown, and a brow bone kind of highlight. And it's become just so repetitive and boring. I want her to do like a mothership with all special shades. I want her to do quads of just special shades that are just like beaming and beautiful and just like in your face. I am so tired of seeing like rosy tone shades or neutral shades with all of her palettes. I want to see like something more fun, and I just feel like I've gotten away from buying from Mcgrath because of the repetitiveness of so many like either the rose tones that she's been into or like a lot of this one or two cool shades with like a ton of the same neutral shades in each palette. Next up is the Colourpop Hello Kitty and Friends. This was like a winter launch. Of course, I bought it for the packaging. It's so cute. I am a Sanrio child. I was brought up with Hello Kitty, Karopi, Pachaco. I think it's coming back into style. There was a hot minute there where people didn't know who she was, but I've seen her quite a bit. A lot of like Y2K 90s stuff is coming around, and she is one of them. This palette is very, very beautiful. It has like a lot of these shimmer shades. I love these down here. They're kind of like a matte with glitter in them, and they show up beautifully on the eye. This is a very beautiful palette, and I love the color combinations that they have in here. Next we have Ciate London. This is called the Velvet palette, and this is absolutely beautiful. I remember, I want to say we got this in a BoxyCharm. These are so velvety and blend gorgeously. These shimmers in here are very metallic. There's even this one right here, which I love, that has like some glitter in it. These are just a very, very great formula. I feel like Ciate London is not talked enough about with their formula, and they should be. And this palette shows you how good they are. Next, I picked out my MAC old school shadows, and I did a look and remembered, damn, like MAC is where it's at for blendability. I loved MAC for so many years, and then I remember I decluttered a crap ton of their eyeshadows and then repurchased again a lot of these. And then now I remember why I loved MAC so much. MAC is like the OG for me. It was one of the very first high-end makeup brands that I ever used. I love a lot of these shades, are just staples, like these browns up here. This is Swiss Chocolate. This is Saddle. soft brown. All of these just blend together. They just give you like a transition in your eye that is absolutely stunning. The formula on these has not changed one bit. The shimmers are very, very beautiful and they apply really nicely. So I gotta give it to MAC for always having their OG. It kind of makes me want to finish filling these in up here and just have like a staple OG MAC palette, but I really love the look that I got from this. Next we have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. This is a really nice palette as far as like the shimmers in here are like beaming. They're gorgeous. So, and they're just like velvet soft. The mattes in here blend like a dream. They're just freaking creamy as hell and just beautiful. I wish Tarte would do their formulas like this. This is actually made in Italy, and these Rainforest of the Sea palettes are just absolutely stunning. I wish all of their palettes were made in Italy because this formula is where it's at. But I feel like they always come out with like holiday palettes and then it's like some cheap formula and not this good of a formula. So if you can get your hand on one of these, this is right here is definitely worth it. Next we have 3 palettes that I've been sharing on my Instagram and here on Shorts. I have done videos on all 3 of these. I bought the trio of these. This is the What's Up Beauty brand, and they have 3 palettes available. They did do a bundle, and so I bought the bundle. First up is Desert Monsoon. This has a gorgeous like jewel tone shades in there. It's very, very beautiful. The mattes are very creamy as well in here. They just kind of like blend very gorgeous on the eye. The shimmers in here are stunning, okay? Stunning. Look at it. Look at that. And this is also made in Italy. I feel like a lot of the ones that are made in Italy, like Huda, What's Up Beauty, a lot of these brands that make in Italy, it's like I love that type of formula. Don't get me wrong, there's some made in China that are really, really great, like Glamlite. But I have to say, like, these just blend beautifully. This Dragon Eye, look at how gorgeous this artwork, and it's like raised. It's, woo, I hope they make more palettes like this because this is stunning. And then the color story in here, oh child, she is chef's kiss. And then the last one is What's Up Beauty Geodes, and this is what this one looks like. I love the purple and that it looks like a geode. It like the way they kind of put the embossing in here. Is it called embossing? Like, you know, like it's raised like that. And this one as well, absolutely beautiful, very gorgeous, like jewel tone kind of shades. I love the fact that each one is different on its own. Very, very beautiful. I will say, like, these are small. Like, when I saw them online, I thought they were way bigger. I thought they were going to be kind of like a melt palette. And then when I got them in the mail, I was like, oh, she's tiny. But I'm not mad at it. I like a good small palette. I actually prefer smaller palettes compared to like huge, larger ones. And these are beautiful. Next, we have the Melt Vida. And this is such a fun palette. There's so many brights in here. I love the Melt formula. Their mattes are where it's at for them. And I feel like the majority of their palettes come with like a ton of mattes and only like 1 or 2 shimmers. And their mattes are just very, very beautiful. They blend really nicely. The only thing is that I always feel like I am someone who loves a good shimmer or a good glittery shadow with my eye looks. And so a lot of times I feel a little, not restricted because I do have other palettes, but I try to pull out like another palette to go with these if I'm not going to use the 1 or 2 shimmers that are in their palettes. But they are absolutely beautiful. I love Melt Cosmetics. Next, this one had been skipped on a few months and I finally got to it. This is the Roro Raggy by Glamlite. I am excited for Glamlite to do more palettes. They are finally getting away from their horror genre and starting to do other collaborations. And I feel like they're going to do a lot of like 90s nostalgic stuff, and I am so ready for it. This is one of my favorite palettes. Their whole Scooby-Doo collection is where it's at for me. The shimmers in here, the way she creates shimmers, Miss Giselle, girl. These shimmers are like out of this world. They're so reflective. They're so gorgeous. I love following her on Instagram because she shows kind of like the behind the scenes process of how she adds and mixes them and goes to the lab, and that's what I want to see. I love seeing somebody who's like in love with what they do, and I feel like she's that for her brand, and I am so for it. Next, we have the Carli Bybel by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like Anastasia Beverly Hills has like dropped off. Like, I haven't heard people really talking about their palettes as much. I like loved their OG palettes, and Carli Bybel's palette was one of them. It's one of my favorite palettes to this day from them, and I still use it. I still feel like the quality is there. It's really, really great, and I will keep it and use it as long as I can. Next, we have Vise Art. I think I mixed this in with a glitter or a shimmer of some other sort. Vise Art is really, really nice. I do feel like it's overly priced for what it is. One of these palettes, I think I want to say is like 80 bucks or so. I got these from BoxyCharm, from one of the boxes. They perform really nice. They blend really beautifully. They blend with each other very beautifully, but I do feel like the packaging is like cheap. It's like just a clear acrylic top, and I don't know, for what the price point is, I know that you're paying more for the what's it called, for the formulation. It's made in the USA. It does blend beautifully, but I do feel like it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't say anything as far as like, it's just simple packaging, and even the acrylic gets all scratched up. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it just, I feel like they need to bring their prices down, basically. Next palette is Dream Street. This is Kathleen times Colourpop, and I love this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the color combination here. It's a really beautiful palette, and it still performs really nicely. So it's another one that I have continued to keep. And yeah, I did kind of go a little ham on the under eye, so you'll see that here. I use this like dark teal, but I do really enjoy the palette. Next, Lottie London sent me their, like, a few of their collection. Let me know if you guys want to do, like, if you want to see like a full face of Lottie London, I can do like a full face of Lottie London. This is like their 9-pan palette, and this is very beautiful. I was actually quite surprised at how beautiful the look that I got from this turned out, and how nice these shadows are. They are very affordable. I think you can get this at Walmart if I'm not mistaken. And look how nice these are. They perform really, really good. I don't know where you made. Okay, so this is made in China, but these are really, really good. Like I said, there are some eyeshadows from China that are chef's kiss, and these are really nice, and they are very affordable, just very simple. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is affordable, and it says Lottie on there. It's cute, and then you have this $80 palette with the same type of packaging. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Vise Art, either change the packaging, make it a little more, spruce it up or something, or bring down the price. Then we have this Smashbox new little palettes. They sent me these for review purpose, and these are so nice. I love how tiny these are. I can already tell you, I can see myself traveling with these. They sent me the like neutral one and then their warm tone one. They're very simple as far as like the packaging just has a little X on it, but it is color coded, which I like. So if you bought all 4 of them and you stored them, you would see on the top which colors they are. They do have one like with some greens and yellows, and then they have one with some pinks and purples, and these are really, really nice. I would buy these maybe on sale just because how tiny they are. I feel like the price the price points could be a little bit lower, but it does come with 8 different shades in here. They are really small pans, but they are a great quality. I always say this about Smashbox. I feel like they don't get enough love. Their mattes are really beautiful and velvety as well. The shimmers perform really gorgeous. I really love the looks I got from this, and I can see myself taking both of these on my vacation because this is the type of like palette tone that I take on vacation with me, just because it kind of goes with any kind of outfit. It's just simple. I can use some of the darker shades, some more smoky eye, or just kind of go for a simple neutral look. Even like these 4 down here is like a beautiful little quad, but really, really great quality when it comes to those two. Then I don't know if I took a picture of this look, but I used the Melt Times Bailey Sarian. I love Bailey Sarian so much. I listen to her podcast, Dark History. I also watch all her makeup, murder, and mystery, makeup and murder. It's 3 M's, okay? I don't know what order they're going, but I have watched every single one of her videos. I adore her personality. I love everything about her. I just want to squeeze her, okay? But this is Melt with Bailey Sarians, and this is called Fatally Yours. I bought the collection just to give my support to Bailey because I adore her. And it has her little eyes on here. Look how gorgeous! And look at how beautiful this palette is. This is perfect for fall, and we're entering the fall season. I think it's on sale right now, so you'd actually get this, I want to say like 50% off. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Melt kills it when it comes to mattes. These are all mattes. I've done looks with this. Like the 2 times that I used this, I did all matte looks, but I would like mix in different shimmers if I wanted to. And I love the fact that she named all of these shades after poisons. That's like so fitting to Bailey Sarian, because she's like the queen of darkness. She does dark history. She does all these murder videos. She's just, I love her. But so all of these are named after poisons, which kind of suits her whole vibe. And I love the whole plaid, which also goes with her as well. So absolutely love the formula, and do recommend that one. Then we have Hip Dot. I want to say I did not use this one. Yeah, this one's gonna have to be pushed to October. This is the Hip Dot Cenote, which is a lot of like greens and blues in here. I haven't used this one, if I'm not mistaken. If I did use it, I'll have a picture. If I didn't, it'll go into October's month. Then we have this all matte palette from Jeffree Star. If you know, you know. I'm not going to say the word of the palettes because YouTube doesn't like that word. But these mattes are absolutely wonderful. I love the formula of his eyeshadows. And yeah, they're really, really nice. I feel like his brand is another one that I feel like kind of lost its momentum. I don't know if it's just me, but there was a while there that like he was killing it with the palettes. I would like to see him do like smaller palettes, more not such like bulky palettes. I feel like a lot of us are getting away from bulky palettes, but his formula is really, really nice. And woo! And this one is really great when it comes to nudes. I use this a lot. Sometimes I just keep it out on my vanity to use because of how great the formula is, and it like is really great for like blending out the brow bone, any kind of like extra, you know, shadow that you want to blend out. It's really nice because you have all these different shades available here. So this is a really, really great palette. I said this in my other video and a lot of people took it like the wrong way. I didn't really like the aesthetic of the palette like on the outside, and it's not anything towards him as a person or anything, you know. It's kind of like the Vizard. I don't really care for this packaging. It doesn't mean that I hate the brand or I don't like the brand. You know, and you could say that about different things. Like if you're not into Scooby-Doo, you would be like, oh, that's so childish, I don't like that, or whatever it is. Same thing with this palette. I didn't really like the aesthetic of the outside. I wish I don't know, there had been something a little bit different. I saw that he's releasing a second one of this, and I like the unicarton more than the palette. Like, I feel like if he had done like the 6-pack abs with like a 2 on it, that would have been a little bit more sexier, and like I just like that aesthetic a little bit more. So I did cover up this palette, and just personally I just wanted it to be covered up, so it became a Disney palette. So it's covered in Disney stickers on the outside, and I'm okay with that. I feel like it's nice for me to look at now because I am a Disney girl and I love Disney. So this is what it looks like now. It's covered all in Disney princesses, and then we have all the nudes in here. And I absolutely, like I said, I do enjoy his brand. I do like the formula. I just personally did not care for the aesthetic of the outside of this palette, just a personal preference, not because I feel like he should be ashamed of his body or anything like that. It's just my personal preference. I really like a different kind of aesthetic. I did like a lot of his other palettes, and I have kept them. The Thirsty, the Blood Sugar, I have the blue one, I have the Alien one, I have what's the other one that I have? The purple one, the Lust one. So there's a lot of his aesthetic that I really did like. This just was not my cup of tea. Anyways, it's sad that I even have to go down that whole rabbit hole, but I do enjoy his brand. Okay, it's not like I want to throw this away. I do enjoy the quality of the eyeshadows, and I do like the brand. Aesthetic wise, it just wasn't for me. Anyways, last one is Twilight from Colourpop. I recently picked this up when it was on sale. I really want to get the Haunted Mansion one as well. This is actually what is on my eyes today. I did a lot of the blues in here. So I use like Unconditionally, I use the Irrevocably, and then I use Immortal on the lid. I have to say, I mainly bought this because it's Twilight. I read the books, and when I met my husband, the first movie we ever went to go watch was the first movie of Twilight. It came out the year we met each other, and that was our first date. We recently just kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized that, and then we watched every single one of the movies together. We actually have all of them on DVD because we like, it's just an us thing. We love the movies, and then we also like it was part of us dating. So anyway, so yeah, so we love Twilight, and this is a very beautiful palette. It's not as great as some of their other palettes. It's very cool toned. I love the fact that they have Edward and Bella here on the inside. Some of these are a little bit more chunkier. You have to use your fingers. Like even this glitter one that I have, this Immortal, Prom Night, and Edward, these are all very, very chunky. And so you do need to use your finger. I don't know if you guys can tell, even just by swatching it, you can see how chunky it is. So that is something to watch out for. It's a nice one, but I wouldn't buy it on regular, like at regular price. I do like it because I got it on sale, but it's nice. It's not one of their top palettes. I bought it mainly because of the theme, the names, this, them together here on the inside cover that says, so the lion fell in love with the lamb. This is just, it reminds me of me and my husband, so that's the main reason that I got this palette. So I did buy the Twilight one because of the aesthetic. My camera turned off, so I wasn't sure where it left me off, but I do like the palette. I'm excited to see what Glamlite is going to do because they're doing a Breaking Dawn collaboration, and I am so freaking excited to see what she's going to come up with that collection, and I think I'm going to get it. But anyways, so those are all the palettes that I tried in July, August, and September. And I will be choosing a few palettes right now to show you guys on what I'm going to be using for the month of October. And here are the picks for October. First up is the one that I didn't use, Hip Dops and Notes. This has a lot of like blues, and we'll see how it goes, but I have a feeling I might declutter this one. Next we have Alter Ego Sakura. I love the orange blossom on here, and this is a dupe for, I want to say one of the Oh God. This is one of the Natasha Denona palette dupes, and this is very beautiful. It has like a lot of like spring tones in here. So we'll see what I come up with. Next we have Iconic London. This is Sunset to Sunrise. I wish these were a little bit smaller, these Iconic London ones. The formula in here is absolutely beautiful. This has a lot of like warm tones on there. I wish it was like a little bit more compact because this is like freaking huge. Next we have Colourpop times Tinkerbell. This palette was so freaking cute, and I don't even think they have it on their website anymore. Look how adorable she is, and then when you open it up, she's there. We have a 9-pan and all of these gorgeous like greens, and then we have some neutral colors in there, so very, very beautiful. Next we have Huda Beauty, the creamy neutral brown. I used this on vacation and I really highly enjoyed it. It does have some cream shadows in there, which you do need your finger for to like warm it up, but it does apply really, really nice. Even now it's been in my drawer and they still feel creamy. Then we have Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera. I haven't used this in forever. Wow, this has a lot of like bright jewel tone colors. We shall see how this performs, but this one's, I feel like this one's on the fence whether it's gonna stay or not in my collection. Then we have Pat McGrath's Celestial Divinity. This is one of her holiday palettes, and it has a lot of gorgeous shades in here, so I'm excited to play with this puppy as well. Then we have Main Squeeze, which is by Colourpop. It's the one that is a, they did a lot of these like 9-pan ones that were related to food, and this one's like their red tone one. So we'll see how this one performs. And then we have another Huda Beauty. This is the Matte Warm. So really nice. Another one that has like cream shades in there. And I can't remember whether I like this or not. I want to say I did, but we'll see. We'll play around with it and I'll let you guys know. And then last, my decision wheel picked the Jeffree Star Blue Blood. This, I thought these were so cool when they came out. Like the little coffin is adorable, but now in my collection it's so bulky, but it is just a beautiful packaging. I don't think I've used blood sugar way more than Blue Bloods. I think I've only used this maybe twice, and so we shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna give it a go. We'll see if we're gonna keep this baby around or not. I might just sell it on Mercari. We'll see how it goes. But the thing here is like turning colors. Do you guys see that? Like the metal piece. So maybe it's trying to tell me that it's old. But we shall see. So those are going to be the palettes that I'm going to use for the month of October. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing. If you ain't subscribed, you can hit that little red button. I have social media down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.